Hello and welcome to the first video of our series in China. I'm flying today on a brand new airplane manufactured in China, the COMAC 919, the pride of Chinese aviation. I get a COMAC themed lunchbox and I enjoy a beautiful afternoon landing in Beijing before I continue on an airline with a very unusual in-flight entertainment. But let's start the day in Hangzhou for the first of many flights in China. Yes, I made it to China. Incredible. I do have to say I like it here. I just arrived a few hours ago and until now it's been very good because I read a lot of stories about people having trouble to enter the country, being detained, having questions, a lot of time at the border control. I entered China in 10 minutes. Very easy, no issues. I have to say though that Belgians at the moment can travel to China visa-free. They can enter here for 15 days for tourism. So if you want to visit China, now is the time because you don't have to apply for a visa. Now, why am I in China? Well, for two reasons, two challenges. The first one is I always wanted to see how Chinese aviation looks like. So on this trip, I'm going to fly on the three major aircraft manufactured here in China, which is the COMAC 909, COMAC 919, and the MA60. And there is another challenge which I'm going to talk about later in the video. But first about these three flights, well, three aircrafts I want to fly on. So to do that, I have to zigzag all around China because it's not very easy to fly on all of them. They are not really connected in the airports. I mean, I have to zigzag a little bit, so I'm gonna have to fly on some other Chinese airlines as well. And then I'm going to fly all the way up north to Siberia. Well, almost Siberia. So we're going to fly all the way up north China to show you something else as well, because yeah, we're in the big cities and I'm sure you have seen some videos from here already before from these big cities. So I'm going to try to take you somewhere you haven't seen before. So I thought maybe Siberia, almost. Tomorrow is the first flight. It's gonna be on the COMAC 919, I believe, which is with Air China to Beijing Capital Airport. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It's the first time I ever fly on a Chinese airplane, so I'm very curious to see how it looks like. And also Air China just received this aircraft like, I think they only have two airplanes. So they have one that they received a few months ago and one that they received just, I believe, last week. So I do hope that I can fly on the one that was delivered last week because yeah, I will be flying on a brand new airplane, which will be very nice as well. Anyway, let's take a rest and see you tomorrow. Alright guys, good morning. It's time to get going because we're going to take our first flight on Air China to Beijing. Air China flies from Terminal 4, which is this nice, bright-looking terminal that just opened in 2022. I quickly found the check-in desks, which were completely empty. Flights from Hangzhou to Beijing are considered shuttle flights and have separate check-in desks to expedite your journey. Flight information screens also show next to the gate the distance in meters to walk to your gate. My gate was 420, which was not too far of a walk. Alright, there we are. So that was quite easy. Security check here is quite easy actually. I mean, it's a bit strict, but just like 15 minutes is quite nice. And we are here to fly on the COMAC 919 today. And today is going to be a very good airplane because it's brand new. My flight today is on Air China's newest COMAC 919 that entered service just 3 days ago. Soon enough, it was time to get on board my first flight on a Chinese airplane. Exactly on time, we left our parking for a 2-hour flight to Beijing.
Which is the first Yantai transliner independently developed by China. Regulations of People's Republic of China.
So airborne on the COMAC 919, and yeah, absolutely amazing. Is a new aircraft, so nothing to complain about. I really like the headrest covers because they have the C919 written on it. And other than that, the seats are amazing. They have these nice tray tables. And also a thing that I really like about it is the phone holders. So you can just store your phone here and you can watch a movie. It's quite nice, I think. Another thing that is very nice are the USB-C ports. So it's very easy to load your devices on this aircraft, which is quite nice as well. And yeah, other than that, we got a bottle of water in the seats, and yeah, they are new, so they are very clean, very comfortable. Do I believe these airplanes are safe? Absolutely. I think they are. I think the Chinese are not looking for bad advertising, so I'm sure they tested this very well. From what I understand, also, some of the technology is still from the West, some of the parts are still from somewhere in Europe or anywhere else in the West. I think they're assembled, of course, in China. And the technology is not something groundbreaking new they're using in these airplanes, which kind of is a good thing maybe, because it's already tested, it's nothing new, so maybe they cannot expect so many bugs and problems with that. I'm quite sure at some point we're going to see these airplanes flying in Europe. I think they have applied already at EASA for the certification. This is obviously going to take some time, but yeah, at some point I truly believe we're going to see these aircrafts flying all over the world, because they are nice. When you sit in them, they are comfortable. You cannot say anything bad about it. Of course, the aircraft is new. I've been quite lucky to fly on one that has just been delivered a week ago, or just even less, a few days ago. It's been only flying for like 3 or 4 days. It was at an air show here in China last week as a presentation, as a display, but yeah, I think this is the first week of operation for this particular aircraft. I do believe that this is the future for China, because yeah, order books of Boeing and Airbus are full for the next, I don't know, 10 years, probably 5 at least. So China making their own aircraft is quite good for them. They can supply their own planes, their own future with this. I am very, very, very optimistic about this aircraft. That's not because I'm against the West or anything. Look at this product and it's very good. It's amazing. The aircrafts are quiet, they are comfortable, they are nice. Yeah, the future is there for China. I'm also very curious to see the other planes though, because I'm still going to fly in the MA60 and the COMAC 9 under the 9, and they are less new. Of course, they're not being produced as much, at least the MA60, I think. COMAC 909 is still being produced, so I'm quite curious to see how that looks like as well. An hour into the flight, I was given this beautiful lunchbox. Even though this is only a 2 hours flight, you're still given a full meal. The meals on the COMAC 919 flights are slightly different than normal flights, as they are themed for the special aircraft you're flying on. So let's see what you can eat on Air China. It's I think chicken with rice, some orange, and the cake. I do like the cake because it's a C919 with a panda. That's quite nice. Let's try one. Tastes like rice, as you would expect. Also gave apple juice and this. I really wonder what is this. Jingzi Yolayao Painyanzhongji Dai Dao Dekshan. Sure, Chinese are crying now from my horrible Chinese. Let's try the cake once. Cake is always the most important. The most important part of your meal is definitely the dessert. It's okay. I don't know what it is, like an orange cake or something. It's quite nice. Let's try this chocolate. I really like that they put this C919 with a panda on the dessert. Proves how much they care about the COMAC, about this first really Chinese airplane. They're so proud of it. And it should be. Yeah. The chocolate is nice. Whatever this is, I don't know. It smells very spicy. It looks like kimchi or something. I don't know. It's a very spicy thing, so I'm not gonna eat this because I still have to do another few days here in China. I'd like to not spend these on the toilet, but sure, it's nice. The COMAC 919 also seems to be doing fine in turbulence. When we finally reached a bit of smooth air, I went to the toilet, which, as you expected, looks quite nice. It's brand new, it's clean, and there's one thing I really liked in this toilet, which is the panda. Another thing I really like on this flight is the amount of people taking pictures and videos. Chinese people are very proud of their COMAC airplanes. There are a lot of enthusiasts, see a lot of people taking pictures and videos, so it's quite nice to see that as well. At least I'm not the only crazy person that wants to fly on this airplane. I am, however, the only not Chinese person on the plane, but still, it's nice to see. Why I'm going all the way up north to Siberia almost. Actually, the part is called Inner Mongolia, and yeah, it's a question that many of you, I'm sure, have been asking. That question is, where is the biggest Matryoshka in the world? I'm sure you are all wondering about that. So yeah, that is the question I'm going to try to answer, and that's the second challenge of this trip through China, is to find the biggest Matryoshka in the world. I also had time still to fine-tune my cooking skills thanks to the in-flight entertainment. Add 500 ml of water, 300 grams of flour, mix it well and wait for 2 hours. Shortly after, we started our descent into a sunny Beijing afternoon. And after a 2 hour flight, I arrived in Beijing on this absolutely amazing and comfortable COMAC 919. Time to head up to the departures for my next flight. Alright, first flight complete, very nice. Next is the flight to Yantai with Shandong airline. I have no idea, let me check. Yeah, so to make the next flight on the MA60, I'm flying now to Yantai on Shandong Airlines. Never heard about them, but anyway, let's go. Flight number 2. So I checked in for my flight. Apparently you need to use the Air China desk to check in for Shandong Airlines. It did take me a good half an hour to 40 minutes to reach the gate, as C16 is one of the last gates in the terminal. Alright, we made it to the gate for the next flight. So now we're flying to a city called Yantai, and the reason why is to be able to fly on the next Chinese airplane, which is the MA60. And there are only 3 routes. I think it flies in China, which is between Yantai, Dalian, and another city connected to Dalian. So we're flying first to Yantai, and then tomorrow we'll fly on the MA60. So now we're flying on Shandong Airlines Boeing 737-800. I never heard about Shandong Airlines, but they have been flying since the year 1994, and they are part of Air China. Even though I never heard about Shandong Airlines, they apparently operate a fleet of over 130 Boeing 737s. I'm sure many of you will realize something unusual with this cabin. As far as in-flight entertainment goes, stickers with wisdoms and life codes are something new to me. Yantai is a city in the Shandong province, and that explains why I'm flying Shandong Airlines. I received a bottle of water and a bag of peanuts. I also took a look at the in-flight magazine, but everything was in Chinese, so that was not much of an in-flight entertainment. I decided then to take a short nap before landing into Yantai. Yantai Airport just opened in 2015. It is a Chinese beach resort. It was time to quickly pick up my suitcase. It takes around half an hour to drive to the city, and there is still quite some traffic considering we're out of season. One 827. All right, there we are in the Yantai. I have to show you once my room because you're not gonna believe how much this costs. So, bathroom with bathtub. Everything is there. Bathtub. Yeah, looks very nice. There is some slippers, tea making stuff. Nice, very nice bed. I believe we have a view as well because Yantai is by the sea, and this is supposed to be a summer resort. Look at this. I don't know how that happened. I just touched the curtains and they start opening. Anyway, so Yantai is by the sea. It's a summer resort. It's so weird. I didn't touch any buttons. It just opened like this. Maybe if you touch it, it opens. Let me just try to get outside. It is very windy. Alright. So, we do have a view, which is the sea. It is quite nice. I'm sure in summer, but now it's winter, so it's quite cold. Also very windy, as you can see from the waves today. But yeah, I'm sure this is a nice location in the summer. So yeah, let's see if the curtains now close automatically or something. You never know. Here, let me lock the door. All right, so all of this, 45 euros. That's not much money, I would say. All right, so today's flights. Yeah, let's talk about those as well. Very, very, very nice. I loved it. The COMAC 919 is brilliant. It's a nice and quiet aircraft. It's really something that puts China ready for the future, I would say. It's a very nice airplane. I really liked that they gave you meals as well, that they decorated the aircraft with C919 headrest covers. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah? So that was very nice as well. And the meal boxes, they had this decoration as well. So that was quite nice. I liked it. Very nice. Comfortable flight. And the price for that was check-in luggage, hand luggage, meal and seat reservation for a 2-hour flight, 80 euros. So I think that's not too much either for what I got. I think that's an incredible good value for money. The second flight with Shandong Airlines, well, not much to say. It was 50 minutes. You get some peanuts and stuff. It's a short flight. What can you expect? It's already nice that you get the peanuts. So yeah, not much to say. Was comfortable anyway. So yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow we are going to fly on the modern Arc 60. That is the one of the first airplanes I think China made. It was manufactured first in 2000 and there are not so many around anymore. That's why I came all the way here to Yantai to be able to fly on that one. So that will be the plan for tomorrow. After that we will take a flight from here we'll take the flight from Yantai to Dalian, and then from Dalian we'll fly to Beijing again, because as you might remember, I also have a plan to visit the biggest Russian doll, kind of Matryoshka it's called, in the world. And for that we have to go almost to Siberia, all the way up north, to Inner Mongolia. So to do that, I am going to head back to Beijing tomorrow. That will be, I think, on Air China. I'm not 100% sure, because all these airlines here, they are code-sharing, and sometimes I'm not even sure which airline I actually booked a flight with. But I think it's Air China will fly back to Beijing, and then the day after I'm going to fly on the COMAC 909. That one will take me all the way up north. The north, Inner Mongolia, is not a place where normally tourists go. I actually was talking to one of the cabin crew on my flight here to China, and she was looking at me with great disbelief that I was going to travel all the way almost to Siberia. Because normally foreigners don't visit so much these places, and she told me I haven't been there myself. The other cabin crew was also Chinese. She looked at me like I was going crazy because, yeah, no one goes to northern Inner Mongolia, but someone has to do it. And I'm actually very curious to see how China looks like outside the big cities. So let's do that in the next days as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, subscribe button. That will help me out a lot. It's not to make money. It's not to bother you with advertisings. That's what I'm not gonna do. So if you like this video, just hit the subscribe button. That's just a sign that you like the video. And that's it. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.